Hey everyone, I'm Luke from Weldpro, and today we're here to talk about changing the liner in a MIG cable or a MIG gun. Now, inside of a MIG cable, there's something called a liner. This is most often a steel-wound spring-like structure that helps to guide the wire through the MIG cable. From time to time, on less expensive machines, you might find a flexible nylon liner as opposed to steel. Liners can need changed for several reasons. Number one, a spool of wire that you put into your MIG welder can often have contamination or dirt on the spool of wire itself. This dirt can be transferred to the inside of the liner, and over time, this can cause the liner to misfeed or to cause added friction and poor welding performance. Of course, there's the incident where you had the cable on the floor and perhaps you've stepped on it and kinked the liner, so now you need to replace it for that reason. Or maybe you're running a much larger or much smaller wire size than typical, and you want to size your liner appropriately to get the best feed characteristics. Regardless of your reasoning, we're going to give you some tips and tricks to help you change this liner successfully. To get started changing a liner, the first thing we'll want to do is remove the old liner from the MIG gun. At the bottom of the cable, close to the connector, there's going to be a set screw. This set screw needs to be loosened because this holds the collar for the liner inside of the MIG gun. Once this Allen screw is loose, but prior to removing the liner, go ahead and disassemble your MIG gun by taking off the nozzle and the contact tip. This will allow the liner to freely move in and out of the MIG gun as needed. All you need to do to remove the liner is to grab a hold of the sleeve at the bottom of the MIG gun and pull the liner straight out of the cable. Sometimes a pair of adjustable pliers can help with this process. Once your liner is out of the gun, you can take a look at it and see if there are any anomalies or anything that you can visibly see that might have caused the misfeed issue or the problem you were having with your liner. Installing the new liner is just as easy. Make sure to keep the cable straight. Insert the end of the liner without the collar on it into the bottom of the MIG cable first. This liner should easily slide up the inside of the MIG cable and into the MIG gun without too much effort. Be sure to seat this sleeve well in the bottom of the MIG gun to ensure that you don't get a gas leak. From there, you may have a significant amount of excess sticking out of your MIG gun. From time to time, a new liner may need to be trimmed back, but it's important you don't trim it too short or it could create feeding issues in the end of the MIG gun. It's best to use a good pair of cutters, something that's sharp and won't leave a burr on the end of the liner. Go ahead and take your cutters and trim off the liner within about a ½ inch of the end of the gas diffuser. Sometimes when you flex your MIG cable, the liner actually becomes slightly shorter, so we want to be sure to leave a little excess to make sure that the liner always comes in contact with the gas diffuser inside of the gun. With your liner installed, go ahead, reinstall your contact tip and your gas nozzle to the outside of the MIG gun. One more thing to note during this setup process. When you're inserting the connector for the MIG gun into the front of the machine, it's very important that you back out this wing bolt that is located on the connector sleeve. If this wing bolt is left in place, many times it can protrude down below that sleeved line, and it won't allow the connector to seat fully and seal off these O-rings. Once your connector is installed, go ahead and tighten that wing bolt down to secure the MIG gun. You're now ready to feed wire through your new liner, through the gun, and get started welding. Don't forget that our friendly customer service is available 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to answer any other questions you might have. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.